So today we are going to start a new chapter, circles. And before I start this, let me tell you first that there is no topic which is related from this particular chapter. Whatever was there in the syllabus of last year, the contents, the topics which were there will remain the same for this year's board exam also. So in this particular chapter, there are two theorems which we will go through, and today in this video we will go through all those two theorems. Before we move to those theorems, we will first try to understand that what are the terms which are associated with this particular chapter and which are very important to understand before we move to the theorems which are there in this particular chapter. So let us, without wasting time, let us start with the two terms which you must know to deal with the questions which are there for this particular chapter, that is circles. The two terms are tangent and secant. Now what these two terms are all about? So when you draw a circle and you take a point on this circle, suppose I have taken a point A on the circle, and if I ask you to draw a line passing through that point A, so how many lines you can draw? You can have infinite lines, because you know that we can have infinite lines passing through a point on a circle. So if you draw lines through A, you can have infinite lines like this. First one, I will tilt a bit. Second one, let this one be the third one. So in this way, you can have infinite lines. I have taken just three examples. Let me name this as line L, line M, let this be line N. Okay. So here I have drawn three lines. Out of these three lines which I have drawn, this particular line, line M, is a line which is intersecting this circle at exactly one point. That is A, which is the point A is on the circle, and this line is intersecting the circle at exactly one point. In other words, I can say that this line M is touching this circle. The line M is simply touching this circle. So a tangent, what will be a definition of a tangent? A tangent is a line which intersects a circle at exactly one point. A line which intersects a circle at exactly one point. You need to jot down this in your copy. A line which intersects a circle at exactly one point, or in other words, a line which touches a circle is called tangent to a circle. Here in this case, M is tangent to the circle. Now what about these lines L, N? You will find that these two lines, line L and line N, are also intersecting the circles, but they are intersecting this circle at exactly at 2 points, here and here. They are intersecting the circles at 2 points. So it is also passing through here, but it is intersecting the circle at another point, that is this point. Say let it be let for line L I name it as B and I name it as C. So it is L is intersecting at A and B, and this N is intersecting at A and C. So such lines are called secant. So secant is a line which intersects a circle at 2 points. Remember these two definitions before we start with the theorems of this particular chapter. So here line M is tangent, line L and line N are the secant part in this particular figure. Now some other things, very important things to know is that this point A, if I talk about this tangent line, this is your tangent part, tangent line. So this point A for this tangent line is called point of contact. Is called point of contact. Okay, so a point on a circle through which a tangent is drawn is called point of contact of the tangent. Another thing to understand over here is that if a circle is there and if I give you a point on this circle, how many tangents you can draw passing through this point? You can see here that there can be possibility of one and only one circle which can be drawn through a circle passing through a point. So from this particular point, how many tangents you can draw? Only one tangent. So this also is an important point which you will note down in your copy, that one and only one tangent can be drawn to a circle passing through a given point on the circle. If a point is given in the circle, how many tangents can be drawn? Only one. Now what if I change the question and if I say that a circle is there, how many tangents you can draw? How many tangents you can draw for this particular circle where point is not exact, where I have not asked you, my question is that how many tangents can be drawn to this particular circle, where I am not asking you to draw a tangent from a fixed point. So for that you need to understand only one thing, and that is a circle consists of infinite points. There are so many points, infinite points are there on this particular, on the boundary of this circle, and from each point you can have one tangent. So for those infinite points, how many tangents you can draw? You can draw infinite tangents through different points on the circle. But when it comes to exactly one point on a circle, then in that case we can have only one tangent. So these are some basic things that you need to understand before we move to the theorem part of this particular chapter. Next we will talk about the two important theorems, both important from board examination point of view. So we will go through those theorems one by one. So here we are with the very first theorem, that is the tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. Now if this is what this is the theorem which you are asked to prove, then you have to first draw a circle. So you need to draw a circle first, and after drawing a circle you will name its center. Let O be the center of this circle. After this you will draw a tangent to the circle. We will take a point on the circle. A is the point on the circle, and then you will draw a tangent to the circle. So here XY is the tangent to the circle. So these things you will have to write first. So what is given here? Given is a circle with center O, and let us name the takes the value of radius also, because we will be using this improved part. Given is a circle with center O and radius R. Then what is given? A is a point on the circle, which is the A is the point on the circle. Here A is the point on the circle, and XY is a tangent. XY is a tangent through A. Through this point A we have drawn a tangent XY. And what we have to prove here? So what we have to prove, you just need to understand this statement theorem part first. The tangent at any point on a circle, here point on the circle is A, the tangent at any point on the circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. This tangent is perpendicular to the radius through this point. Through this point the radius is OA. Through the point of contact the radius will be OA. So this tangent is perpendicular to the radius. That means we have to prove OA is perpendicular to XY. That is the meaning of this particular statement, that the tangent is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. So point of contact is A here. Now in order to prove this, what we need to do is we will take a point on XY. Let XY is already there. Let us take a point P on XY and let us join this with dotted line. Okay, so to prove what we have done, we will write here that we take a point P other than A on XY. We have taken a point P other than A. Leaving A, we have taken another point P. Now here you can see that the length OP is greater than, you can write therefore OP is greater than OA. Why OP is greater than OA? So you can mention it here that you have mentioned that OA is radius, this is R part. So you can write here that since OP is greater than R and OA is equal to R, OA is exactly equal to radius. And why OP is greater than R? Because you have already written here, you have already considered XY as tangent and A is the point of contact. So it's quite clear that this is the only one point where this line is touching the circle or intersecting the circle. All other points are outside the circle. So P point is outside the circle and P point is outside the circle. So length OP will be greater than length OA, because here OP is the radius and P is outside the circle. So OP will be greater than radius. So this is what we got for this point P. Similarly, you will write here similarly of all the points we take on xy other than a, if you take any point on xy, then the distance of the point which you will take other than xy, distance of the point, like here the point was P, and the distance of this point from center, distance of the point from center of the circle. So similarly, of all the points we take on xy other than a, then the distance of the point from the center will be greater than OA. Any point you take, if any point you take on xy other than a, the distance of that point from the center will always be greater than OA, because OA is radius and all other points will be greater than radius. So this is what we need to write first. Next, you need to recall what you have learned in class 9th. In class 9th, you have learned that, for that now I have to just rub this part. So I'll go for rubbing this given part. I hope this given part is clear to you. So now I'll go for rubbing this, and I'll be explaining you the next part here. See here, in class 9th, you have learned a theorem that if a line is there and a point is there, of all the line segments that can be drawn to a line through a given point, say P, the perpendicular is the shortest one. This is what you have learned in class 9. Here also you can have so many line segments from O, given point here is O, to this line xy. You can have infinite line segments. Out of all those line segments, OA is the shortest one because OA is radius. Therefore, OA becomes perpendicular. So here, the same thing you need to write. Since you have already proved that all other points will be greater than OA, so here next you will need to write that we also know that of all the points that can be drawn to a line from a given point, we will know that of all the, sorry, I made mistake here, therefore we also know that of all the line segments, that can be drawn to a line from a given point, the perpendicular is the shortest one. The perpendicular is the shortest one. Is it clear? So here the given point is O. So of all the line segments that you can draw on xy from this point O, the perpendicular will be the shortest one, and you have proved here that all points are greater than OA. All the distance of the line segments are greater than this line segment OA. So therefore OA is perpendicular to xy. So this is how you need to prove this particular theorem. So you will write these things and then followed by this particular statement, and finally you will write that this is why OA is perpendicular to xy. So next we'll move to the second important theorem of this particular chapter. Now this is the second theorem, and this part is very easy to understand. The proof part is very easy one. Length of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. So for that we will draw a circle first, and we have to draw tangents from an external point. For that we will mark an external point. Let I mark a point P here, external point P, and let the center be O, and let us take the two tangents as Q and PQ and PR. Okay. So what is given here? Given is a circle with center O. Okay, P is a point outside, or you may write P is an external point of the circle. P is a point outside the circle. Okay, then PQ and PR are the tangents drawn from P. So from this point P, PQ and PR are the tangents drawn. And what we have to prove here? So if you go through the statement, length of the tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. Now what is the meaning of length of the tangent? Length of the tangent is the length from this external point P to the point where it touches the circle, this point of contact. So PQ is the length of the tangent, and PR is the length of the tangent. So here we have to prove that these lengths are equal. PQ is equal to PR. And in order to prove, we have to do construction part first. What we will write in construction? We join OP, OQ and OR. We'll join these 3 points, OP, OQ, OR. And the proof part is very easy. As I told you, in proof part you will first write why these two angles are right angle. That you have just now, that I have explained you just now before this. That what you will write here, that we know that tangent is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. Therefore, this angle, that is angle OQP, is equal to 90 degree and angle ORP is equal to 90 degree. These two angles will become 90 degree each. This is 90 degree and this one is 90 degree because they are the tangents, and tangents is perpendicular to the radius to the point of contact, which you have learned in first theorem. Okay, so this is what you need to write first. So once you write this part, now you can see you can easily prove these two triangles congruent. Triangle OQP and triangle ORP can be proved congruent. Why? Because just now you have proved that the angle is 90 degree and the angle opposite to right angle, that is OP, is common for both the triangles. Here OQ part is equal to OR part. Why? Because they are radii of the circle. So right angle is there, opposite to right angle, that means we have taken hypotenuse, and we are taking OQ and OR, that means we are taking one side. So by RHS congruency conditions, these two triangles will become congruent, and once you prove the two triangles congruent, by CPCT, PQ part will become equal to PR, which you have to prove. So this is how to prove this theorem. So I am going to write the explanation part also. So for this I am rubbing this given part now, and I am moving from here to here now. So here what we will write now, in triangle OQP and triangle ORP, angle OQP is equal to angle ORP, each 90. Here you have proved. Then OP is equal to OP common. Then OQ is equal to OR, radii of circle. So therefore triangle OQP is congruent to triangle ORP by RHS congruency. So by RHS congruency the triangles become congruent, and therefore you can write this part which you have to prove. Now you will write, therefore PQ is equal to PR by CPCT. PQ is equal to PR by CPCT. So this is how to prove this particular theorem. I hope these two theorems are clear to you. Next we will move to the questions which are there in this particular chapter. But these two theorems are very important ones. You can expect one out of these two theorems in your board examination. So you all will write these notes in your note copy, and will go through these the two theorems twice or thrice.